Crimes reported in Gauteng reported between the end of April and the end of June, the second quarter of this year, are now up by 4% when compared with the same period last year. The Gauteng Police Commissioner, Ltg Elias Mawela, presenting the statistics in the Gauteng legislature before the committee responsible for community safety. The Commissioner telling the committee that while the numbers are still high, he believes there is some improvement. Zikhona Tshona joins us with more on this. Zikhona, good afternoon to you. Since the end of the pandemic, we've seen such a big increase almost everywhere in terms of particularly violent crimes. Why does the Provincial Police Commissioner in Gauteng believe that there has been some improvement?
Well, he says in terms of making arrests, particularly when it comes to people who are in possession of firearms illegally or ammunition illegally, those people are being arrested, as well as people that are drinking and driving on the road. It is increasing, but they are making arrests in that regard. But of course, Gauteng contributes about 27% to the national crime stat, which is a very large and concerning number. But three key things that came out of today's briefing: one, that contact crimes, gender-based violence, as well as assaults, particularly where alcohol is involved, are on the increase, and they contribute a lot to our high crime stats here in the province. The other thing is that our children are starting to reflect the violent society that they live in. We've seen on social media a lot of videos surfacing where there's bullying concerned, or where pupils are stabbing each other. So it seems as though children are also being lured into gangs. And the police commissioner saying this is very concerning. Drugs in schools, bullying in schools, all those things contribute to high crime numbers in the province. The other thing, of course, we've seen in recent weeks is the illegal mining. The commissioner says they have brought in the use of technology to help fight that. We've seen in communities such as Rivoli, where police had to go in there, and they were in fact met by gunshots from the illegal miners. So the commissioner is saying they bring in intelligence. They are also training more drone pilots so that they can be sure that they are fighting this from all angles.
There are many aspects to all of this, and we've seen this big surge in violent crime, but many of the problems, particularly around children and the violence in our society, go back many, many years. Are there any interventions coming to try and deal with this? And these would have to be long-term interventions, possibly beyond the authority of the Gauteng Police Commissioner.
Certainly, but he also did attribute the fact that communities are also coming to the party in as far as reporting crime is concerned. But what is worrying is that some people seem to have lost faith in police, so they either don't report crimes at all, or they report crimes late when it's time for them to claim from insurance. So your phone can get stolen today, and then next week you need to claim from insurance, and only then do you report it. So there's that aspect where community members also need to come to the party, especially when it comes to reporting crimes that are happening around them. But also the police need to gain the trust of communities. A lot of people feel failed by police. So he says in terms of that, police officers continue to go in trainings where they are developed in how they deal, for example, with gender-based violence. When people come to police and report them, how do you handle them as police and ensure that you do build the trust of police in these communities? Certainly there is an admission that a lot of work needs to be done, particularly on the ground. And he does say really over the past, in this quarter that we are currently recording, which is the 1st of April up till the end of June, people have come up and people are helping police fight crimes in their community. When it comes to illegal mining, police did raise a concern with community members accommodating illegal miners in their backyards. So there's been a call to communities to say, please come forward, report this so that arrests can be made. A positive that came out of today is that murder for the first time is down in Gauteng since pre-COVID, and the commissioner telling the committee that this is the first time that this number has gone down. Of course, it means nothing to people who have lost loved ones during this period, but those are progresses that can be acknowledged.
Zikhona Tshona, thank you very much indeed, our reporter on that story today.